Namaskar, I am Dr. Meenakshi, Assistant Professor Mathematics, Sir Chotu Ram Government College for Women, Sampla. Today, the topic of my discussion is orthogonal and unitary matrices. We will discuss in detail about what are orthogonal matrices and their properties, and what are unitary matrices and what about their properties. Okay, look here. Here the topic is orthogonal and unitary matrices. Now, first of all, we discuss about its definition. Now, what do you mean by an orthogonal matrix? A square matrix A over the field of reals, this is said to be orthogonal if A into A transpose is equal to A transpose into A, that is identity matrix. That is, if we multiply a matrix by its transpose, by pre-multiply or post-multiply, doesn't matter, then if we get an identity matrix, then that matrix is said to be orthogonal. In other words, we can say that if a matrix is orthogonal, then it will also be invertible and its inverse will be the transpose of the matrix. Here, if we look at determinant of A is not equal to 0 because A is invertible. So, on the basis of its determinant, we divide it orthogonal matrix into two types, that is proper orthogonal matrix and improper orthogonal matrix. If the determinant of a matrix is 1, we say it is proper orthogonal matrix, and if its determinant is -1, then we say it is improper orthogonal matrix. So let us clear it with the help of some examples. First of all, take a matrix that is square matrix and its order is 2. Consider first row elements as 0, 1 and second row elements as 1, 0. Now first find its transpose. By transpose we means interchanging the rows and columns. So we get A transpose. Now we multiply A into A transpose, and also we find A transpose into A. In both the cases, it is identity matrix. So from here we can say that A is an orthogonal matrix. Now take another example. Here also A is a square matrix of order 2 by 2. Here elements are cos theta, sin theta. These are first row elements, and second row elements are minus sin theta into cos theta. Now find the A transpose by simply interchanging the rows and columns. Again multiply A by its transpose, pre-multiply and post-multiply. In both the situations we get the identity matrix. So from here we can say that A is an orthogonal matrix. Now we discuss the properties of the orthogonal matrix. First property is the determinant of an orthogonal matrix is plus minus 1, or you can say that we are to prove that every orthogonal matrix is non-singular. So while proving it, first we assume that A is an orthogonal matrix. Then by applying the definition we can write A into A transpose as an identity matrix. Now if we take the determinant on both sides of it, we have determinant of A into A transpose, that it will be equal to determinant of I. I determinants means identity matrix determinant will be always equal to 1. Now determinant of AB will be same determinant A into determinant B. So determinant of A into A transpose can be written as determinant A into determinant of A transpose. And we also know that determinant of A is same as determinant of A transpose. So we use this property, and we are here with determinant A square equal to 1, and after finding the square root we find that determinant A will be equal to plus minus 1. So it is the first part, and from here we can also say that because determinant of A is non-zero, so A is a non-singular matrix. Now move on to the second property of orthogonal matrix. Here we are to prove that if two matrices are of the same order and they are orthogonal, then their product will also be orthogonal. So let us assume that A and B are two n-row orthogonal matrices. Now we can write A transpose into A is equal to A into A transpose. that will be identity matrix, and again B transpose into B is equal to B into B transpose, that is again equal to identity matrix. Now we are to prove that their product is identity matrix, that is product of AB, that is A into B, is again an orthogonal matrix. So if we are to prove a matrix to be orthogonal, we are to prove that the matrix multiplied by its transpose is an identity matrix. So here we find AB transpose into AB, and look here, it will be B transpose into A transpose into AB. Now combine A transpose into A transpose into A will be identity because A is an orthogonal matrix. So we are here with B transpose into B, and now again B is orthogonal, and that comes out to be identity matrix. So we have proved that AB transpose into AB, this is identity matrix. Similarly, we can prove that AB into AB transpose equal to identity. So from here we can say that if A and B are orthogonal, then their product will also be orthogonal, and we can generalize this result to the n orthogonal matrices. If A1, A2, A3, An, these are n orthogonal matrices of the same order, then their product, that is A1 into A2 into A3 up to An, that will also be orthogonal. Now move on to the next property. We are to prove that the inverse and transpose of an orthogonal matrix are orthogonal. First we prove that if a matrix is orthogonal, then its inverse will also be orthogonal. Let us suppose that A be an orthogonal matrix. Then by definition we can write A into A transpose equal to identity matrix. Now taking inverse on both sides, we have A into A transpose inverse, that will be equal to identity matrix inverse, and we know that inverse of an identity matrix is again an identity matrix, and AB inverse we can write it as B inverse into A inverse. So applying this formula, we are with A transpose inverse into A inverse, this is equal to identity. Now interchange inverse and transpose. So we are here with A inverse transpose into A inverse equal to identity. Now look carefully at this equation. Here the matrix is A inverse, and we have multiplied it by its transpose, and we are again with the identity matrix. And what is this? This is the definition of orthogonal matrix. So from here we can say that if A is an orthogonal matrix, then its inverse will also be orthogonal. Now we are to prove that transpose of an orthogonal matrix is again an orthogonal matrix. So we have A into A transpose equal to identity. Now taking the transpose on both sides, we are here with A transpose transpose into A transpose, and transpose of an identity matrix will again be an identity matrix. So here we are with the matrix A transpose, and we have multiplied it with its transpose again. We are left with an identity matrix. So we can say from here that A transpose will also be an orthogonal matrix. Now we come on the unitary matrix. What do you mean by unitary matrix? In unitary matrix, we use the concept of transposed conjugate. For this, consider a square matrix A over the field of complex numbers. We say matrix A will be unitary if it satisfies the following properties. And what is the property? A into A theta will be equal to A theta into A is equal to identity. So from this definition we can also say that matrix A will be invertible and its inverse will be equal to A theta. Let us take this example. Let A is equal to 0 minus iota, iota 0. This is a square matrix of order 2. First find its conjugate, then take its transpose. We are here with A theta. Now multiply A by A theta, and we get the identity matrix. Similarly, if we find A theta into A, that comes out to be again an identity matrix. So from here we can say that A is an unitary matrix. Now in second part, second example, we can say if we take A as 1 by root 3 in your square matrix 1, 1 plus iota, 1 minus iota, minus 1. Now again find A theta and multiply it by A. We are with identity matrix, and similarly A theta into A will again be an identity matrix. So from here we can say that A is an unitary matrix. Now we will study about the properties of the unitary matrices. First property, a real matrix is unitary if and only if it is orthogonal. here we are given a unitary matrix and we are to prove it orthogonal. And in second part, if we consider the matrix is orthogonal, then we are to prove that it will also be unitary. Suppose A is a real matrix. It means its conjugate will be same as matrix A. So A theta will be A conjugate and then its transpose. Now A conjugate is same as A. So A theta will be equal to A transpose. Now for the first case, let us consider that A be a unitary matrix. Then by definition we can write A into A theta is equal to A theta into A, and this is equal to identity matrix. Now replace A theta by A transpose. Here we get A into A transpose equal to A transpose into A is equal to identity. And what is this? This is the definition of the orthogonal matrix. So from here we can say that A is an orthogonal matrix. Now we prove its converse part. And what is the converse part? Here we assume that matrix is orthogonal and we are to prove that it will be unitary. So suppose A be an orthogonal matrix. Now apply its definition. A into A transpose will be same as A transpose into A, and that will be equal to identity. Now again replace A transpose by A theta. We are here with A into A theta is equal to A theta into A, and this is equal to identity. From here we can say that A is an unitary matrix. So it is the result that we are to prove. Now move on the second property. The transpose of a unitary matrix is unitary. We are given that if a matrix is unitary, then prove that its transpose will also be unitary. Suppose A is a unitary matrix. Then we can write A into A theta as identity. Now taking transpose on both sides. A into A theta transpose will be equal to identity transpose, and identity transpose will be same as identity. Now AB transpose, it will be equal to B transpose into A transpose. Now apply this result. We are here with A theta transpose into A transpose is equal to identity. Now A transpose and theta interchange both these, and we are left with A transpose theta into A transpose equal to identity. Now if we consider our matrix as A transpose, and here we see that A transpose theta into A transpose comes out to be an identity matrix. So we can say that matrix A transpose will be unitary. That is, transpose of a unitary matrix is unitary. Now move on the third property. What is the third property? The conjugate of a unitary matrix is unitary. We are given what? A is an unitary matrix. So apply its definition. We can write A theta into A is same as A into A theta, and that is equal to identity matrix. Now we are to deal with the conjugate of a unitary matrix. So taking conjugate on both sides, we are here with A conjugate into A theta conjugate, that will be equal to identity conjugate, and identity conjugate will be same as identity matrix. So from here we see that A conjugate into A conjugate theta, that comes out to be an identity matrix. So from here we can say that A conjugate will be unitary matrix. Now property 4, the transposed conjugate of a unitary matrix is unitary. Again consider A to be a unitary matrix. Then by definition we can write A into A theta as identity matrix. Now taking transposed conjugate on both sides, we get A into A theta. Now applying whole theta, and this is equal to identity theta. The identity matrix comes out to be again identity when we apply theta on it. And on left hand side we are here with A theta theta into A theta. So if we consider our matrix as A theta and we have multiplied with its theta, then it comes out to be identity matrix. Then we can say that A theta will be an unitary matrix, that we are to prove. That is, transposed conjugate of a unitary matrix is unitary. Next theorem. Inverse of a unitary matrix is unitary. Here we are to prove that if a matrix is unitary, then its inverse will again be a unitary matrix. Let us consider A be an unitary matrix. Then we can write A theta into A equal to identity. Taking inverse on both sides, A theta into A inverse, that will be equal to identity inverse. And we can write it as A inverse into A theta inverse equal to identity. and this is same as A inverse into A inverse theta equal to identity. So here if you look at this, the multiplication of A inverse and A inverse theta is again an identity matrix. So we can say that inverse of a unitary matrix will again be a unitary matrix. Now what is the next property? The product of two unitary matrices is unitary. We are to prove that if two matrices are unitary, then their product will again be a unitary matrix. Let us consider A and B be two unitary matrices of order n. Then we can write A into A theta is equal to A theta into A equal to identity, and B is equal to B theta is equal to B theta into B is equal to identity. Now we are to prove that multiplication of A and B, that is AB, will be unitary. For this we are to prove that AB into AB theta will be same as AB theta into AB, and that comes out to be identity matrix. Now we start with AB into AB theta. We can write AB theta as B theta into A theta. Now combine B with B theta and write B into B theta as identity matrix, and here again with A into A theta, and again put A into A theta as identity. So we have AB into AB theta equal to identity matrix. Again find the value of AB theta into AB, and that will be equal to B theta into A theta AB. This is equal to B theta. Now I'll again combine A theta into A, and A theta into A will be identity matrix. Now again here we get B theta into B, and we can also write it as identity matrix because B is an orthogonal matrix. So here we have proved that AB into AB theta is equal to AB theta into AB, and that is equal to identity matrix. So from here we can say that AB is unitary, that is product of two unitary matrices is unitary. And we can also generalize this result from 2 to 3 to 4 to n matrices. That is, if there are n matrices, unitary matrices of order n, then their product will again be a unitary matrix. Now move on to the next property. What it says? The determinant of a unitary matrix has absolute value 1. That is, we are to prove that determinant of A will be plus minus 1. Absolute value means plus minus 1. You can say here from this. Let A be a unitary matrix. So by definition we can write A theta into A equal to identity. Now again taking the determinant on both sides. Now apply determinant of AB as determinant A into determinant B. Now using this property we can write it as determinant A theta into determinant A, and determinant of identity matrix will be equal to 1. Now we can replace A theta by A transpose conjugate, and we know that determinant of A and determinant of A conjugate is, we can write as determinant of A conjugate as determinant of a whole conjugate. Now use this property, and now again use the result. Determinant of A will be same as determinant of A transpose. Now here we are with determinant of A into determinant of A conjugate equal to 1, and from here we can say that determinant of A square equal to 1 and determinant of A plus minus 1, and here we have proved that absolute value of determinant A is 1. And because it is non-zero, so from here we can say that unitary matrix is also non-singular matrix. Now move on to the next property, and that is related with the characteristic roots of a unitary matrix. Now what it says? Prove that the characteristic roots of a unitary matrix are of unit modulus, or you can say absolute value of each characteristic root of unitary matrix is unity. Let us consider A be an unitary matrix. So we can write A into A theta as identity. Let lambda be the characteristic root and x be the corresponding characteristic vector of A. So by definition of characteristic vector, we can write that it will satisfy the equation Ax is equal to lambda x, where lambda is the characteristic root and x is the characteristic vector of matrix A. Now taking transpose conjugate on both sides, that is, we apply theta on both sides. Here we get x theta A theta. Lambda theta will be same as lambda conjugate, that is lambda bar into x theta. Now from equation 1 we have Ax is equal to lambda x, and from equation 2 x theta into A theta, this is equal to lambda bar into x theta. Now multiply both these equations. We get x theta into A theta into Ax is equal to lambda bar x theta into lambda x. Now combine on left hand side A theta into A. We get A theta into A is identity. So left hand side will be x theta into x. And on right hand side, lambda and lambda bar are scalars. So multiply these and put x theta into x. Now make the right hand side as 0. So on left hand side, we take x theta into x as common and we are left with the scalar 1 minus lambda bar into lambda. Because x theta into x is not equal to 0, so 1 minus lambda bar into lambda will be equal to 0 and lambda into lambda bar will be equal to 1, and from here we can write mod of lambda square, that will be equal to 1, or you can say mod lambda, that is absolute value of lambda, will be equal to 1. And this was the result that we have to prove. And there is corollary attached to this theorem, and what it says: prove that the characteristic roots of an orthogonal matrix are of a unit modulus. So same steps we can follow for a orthogonal matrix. In orthogonal matrix, instead of A theta, we take as A transpose and apply the results. And again, we find that the characteristic roots of an orthogonal matrix are of unit modulus. Now, take some examples that we can solve with the help of orthogonal and unitary matrices. First example. It says verify that matrix A is a proper orthogonal matrix. Now see, what do you mean by proper orthogonal matrix? That is a matrix whose determinant is +1. So we are to find its determinant. First, we are to prove that it is orthogonal, and for orthogonal we are to find its transpose. So first find its transpose, then multiply A by its transpose, and we get A into A transpose as identity matrix. From here we can say that A is an orthogonal matrix. Now we find its determinant, and that comes out to be 1. So a matrix whose determinant is 1 and that is also an orthogonal matrix. So we can say that A will be a proper orthogonal matrix. Look at the second example. If A is a real skew symmetric matrix such that it satisfies the properties A square plus identity is equal to 0 matrix, then show that A is orthogonal and is of even order. Look here. We are given that A is skew symmetric. So use the definition. A transpose will be equal to minus A. Now, A transpose into A will be equal to, replace A transpose by minus A, and this is minus A square. Now it is given that A square plus identity is equal to 0 matrix. So identity will be equal to minus A square. So replace minus A square by identity in equation 1. So we are here with the equation A transpose into A. This is equal to identity matrix, and from this equation we can say that A is an orthogonal matrix. Now we are proved that A is orthogonal. Now in second part we are to prove that it is of even order. Let us consider A be a square matrix whose order is n. Then we have taken A as minus A transpose because A is skew symmetric. Now taking determinant on both sides. On left hand side we get determinant A. On right hand side use the property determinant of Ka. So we can write it as minus 1 raised to the power n into determinant of A transpose. And determinant of A and determinant of A transpose will be same. Now make the right hand side as 0. On left hand side we get product of two factors, and this comes out to be 0. It means either of them must be equal to 0. So we can say either determinant A will be equal to 0 or 1 minus 1 raised to the power n will be equal to 0. But here we are given A square plus identity is equal to 0. It means A square is equal to minus identity, or you can say A into A is equal to minus identity. Now taking determinant on both sides, now we find that determinant of A is not equal to 0. So we are left with only one condition, and what it is 1 minus 1 raised to the power n is equal to identity, and it is satisfied only if n is even. So here if A is orthogonal matrix then it must be of even order, satisfying the property that A square plus identity is a 0 and A is a skew symmetric matrix. Now take the third example. Here A and B are two non-singular matrices of the same order such that A into A transpose is equal to B into B transpose. Here it is given that. Now we are to show that there exists an orthogonal matrix P such that A is equal to B into P. Here we are given that A into A transpose is equal to B into B transpose. Here A and B are of the same order. Now we are to find P matrix for which A is equal to B into P. From here we can write P as B inverse into A. Now we are to prove that this matrix P is orthogonal. So we multiply it with its transpose. So we find the value of P into P transpose. Now we can write P into P transpose as, here put the value of P as B inverse into A. Again B inverse A transpose. Now AB transpose will be B transpose into A transpose. Now apply this result. Now combine A into A transpose, and A into A transpose is given as B into B transpose. So replace A into A transpose with B into B transpose. Now again regroup this B inverse into B in one bracket and B transpose and then B transpose inverse. And the product of these matrices will be identity matrix. So we are left with P into P transpose is equal to identity matrix. And from here we can say that P is orthogonal, and what it satisfies, A is equal to B into P. Now what is the next result? If A is an orthogonal matrix and if B is equal to AP, where P is non-singular, then prove that P into B inverse will be orthogonal. Now here we are given with B is equal to A into P. Now find its inverse, because we are to prove that P into B inverse is orthogonal. So first we prove that B inverse exists. Now B inverse will be AP inverse, and that is P inverse into A inverse. So PB inverse into PB inverse transpose, because we are to prove that this matrix is orthogonal. So we multiply this matrix with its transpose. Now put the value of B inverse as P inverse into A inverse. So again apply the formula of transpose, and now again regroup some terms and use the result that A is orthogonal. So we can write A transpose into A as identity and P into P inverse again also as identity. So in the last we are left with an identity matrix. That is, we have proved that PB inverse into PB inverse transpose, this is an identity matrix. So we can say that PB inverse is an orthogonal matrix. Now again move on the next example. What it says, show that the matrix A, we are given a square matrix of order 2, its elements are A, B, C, D. This is orthogonal if and only if we can write in either of A as either AB minus BA or AB B minus A, where A square plus B square is equal to 1. So we are to prove that if square matrix A, whose first row elements are AB, second row elements are CD, and this is orthogonal, then what can you say about A? So look here. Here A is a square matrix whose first row elements are AB and second row elements are CD. Now we find A transpose and then multiply A by A transpose. So we are with equation 2. Now A is an orthogonal matrix. Let us consider it. Then by definition we can write A into A transpose is identity matrix. So in equation 2 we have found the value of A into A transpose, and here we are saying that A into A transpose is identity. So these two matrices are equal. So if these two matrices are equal, then equating the corresponding elements, we are with the equations A square plus B square equal to 1, AC plus BD equal to 0, C square plus D square is equal to 1. From here we can find AC will be equal to minus BD. And if we look at these equations, A square plus B square, this is equal to 1. And again look at the result, AC is equal to minus BD. Means either C will be minus B and D is equal to A, or C is equal to B and D is equal to minus A. Then only the condition AC is equal to minus BD will be satisfied, because square of you can say positive or negative will be always positive, but product will be negative only if one of them is negative. So to satisfy this property that AC is equal to minus BD, we take these two cases. Either C is equal to minus B and D is equal to A, or C is equal to B and D is equal to minus A. We put these values in equation 1, that is matrix A. So from here we find A in two forms, and here A square plus B square is equal to 1. This is our first part. In converse part, we assume that our square matrix A is either this or this, and it satisfies the property A square plus B square equal to 1. Now this is possible only if C is equal to minus B. Again equate, these two matrices are same, so equating the corresponding elements, we are left with C is equal to minus B and D is equal to A, and in second case C is equal to B and D is equal to minus A. Again AC plus BD will be 0, A square plus B square is equal to C square plus D square equal to 1. Now find A into A transpose and put these values in this, and we are left with an identity matrix. So from here we can say that matrix A is orthogonal, and that we are to prove. So here we have discussed orthogonal and unitary matrices, their definitions, their properties, and also we have done with some examples that how can we apply these properties or their definition to solve a particular problem. So this is all about orthogonal and unitary matrix.